Hi everyone, thank you for joining me at the Cromwell Baldwin Public Library. My name is Miss Ashley and today we are going to be making bird kites. So the materials that are going to be included in your kit are a colorful piece of paper. Mine is already folded in half and has a couple hole punches and it has a mark on the paper. That's going to be normal, so nobody has gotten your kit already, I promise. It's just going to be helpful in using it as a guide for later on in the directions. And then we have a couple different pieces of colored paper. Mine are both yellow. Yours might be two different colors, blue, green. It's going to be a surprise. And then I have a piece of yarn as well. So there's going to be a few things that you're going to need to have at home to complete this project. So first thing is some coloring utensils. So I have markers, but if you have crayons at home or prefer colored pencils, that is fine too. Just anything that you would like to decorate your bird with. And then we're going to have a stapler. This one's not necessary, but definitely helpful in securing and making sure your bird wings don't flap away. And then you're going to want to have tape as well. And we're going to want glue for a couple of our steps, but if you don't have glue, you can just use the tape. And then we're going to need scissors as well. All right, so for our first step, we're going to take our piece of paper that has been pre-folded and pre-hole punched, and we are going to line up the short sides and meet them together, fold them together. So it should be pretty easy since we've already pre-folded it. Now, where this mark is, you're going to want to take the corner of your paper, oh yeah, just one, and you're going to want to bring it into here. And here's where your tape is going to come in handy. You don't have to use the tape, but it definitely makes it easier so you have a free hand on the other side. All right, now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to bring this side in to meet this mark. And if you don't have a stapler at home, this is where you can tape your wings together. But if you don't have a stapler, you're going to want to make sure you use extra tape so that when your bird kite is flying in the air, your wings don't come apart. But since I have a stapler, I'm going to use that to secure my wings. All right, so for our next step, we're going to take our two scrap pieces of paper and we're going to create our own beaks and tails for our bird. So for a beak, I think I'm going to do a regular triangle. So I'm just going to freehand it, but if you want to cut out your shape and pre-plan before you cut, that's perfectly fine. You know what, this beak might be a little too big. Let's make it a little smaller. All right, now I have my beak. I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to do a tail. So this one I think I'm going to pre-draw before. So I think we're going to want to do, I think he's going to want to have a fluffy tail. So that's what I made mine look like, and now I'm just going to cut that out. Now that we have created our beak and our tail, we're going to take our bird kite and we're going to either take your tape or glue, whichever you have at home, and we're just going to assemble our bird. So I'm going to put his tail in between the two ends of paper here, and I think I'm going to use some glue to attach it. If you use the glue, you're going to want to let it dry completely before you are ready for takeoff, just because it's going to make the bird a little bit heavier and it's not going to want to fly. So use your glue sparingly also, because the more glue you add, the heavier your bird's going to be and the less likely it's going to take off. All right, so I've attached my tail, and now I'm just going to attach my beak. And I'm just gonna, oh, his beak is still a little bit too big, but that's okay. He's just gonna have a big beak. All right, and I'm just gonna pinch these together so my glue stays. And now I'm gonna put this to the side and let it dry. So for our last step, we're going to take our yarn and we're going to thread it through the pre-punched holes. So I'm just threading it through here, and you just need a little bit to come out so you can make a knot. So I'm going to tie it around. Be sure not to tie it too tight here, because if you tie it too tight, you're going to crinkle up your paper and it's more likely to rip that way. All right, and I just did a little bit of a double knot to make sure it's extra secure, and now we are ready for takeoff. Thank you for joining in and making this bird kite with me today. If you have any pictures or videos that you would like to tag us in on Facebook or Instagram, please do so, or send us them via Facebook Messenger. I'd love to see how your kites came out and if they did well in flight. Thanks for watching.